Hello! You're probably reading this because you've just joined the Discord and Dragons server. Welcome here, and if you're really new, then welcome to the Dungeons and Dragons community. My name is Taha, also known as Kappa, the Moderator++ and all-round handsome devil. The first part of this video is a small introduction to the server in general, and I'll try to keep it fairly quick. However, the main focus will be in the second part, which is for those of you who are brand new to D&D as a game, as a way for me to point you in the right direction and just to get the ball rolling. I have a timestamp for when this section of the video begins up on the screen, but I do recommend you watch the whole thing. Any videos or links I bring up on the screen are going to be in the description as well for future reference. So first off, I'm assuming you're comfortable with Discord as a service, so if you're new to that too, here's a nice concise tutorial for it. It's a little outdated in terms of the interface, but it's still good and I recommend you watch it if you've never used Discord before. Now, what is this server for? Well, it's not a D&D campaign. We don't play any actual D&D here. There are thousands of us and, it'd be a bit weird. Discord and Dragons is primarily for 5th edition D&D chat and discussion, as well as general banter and nerdy fun. Please do keep in mind, however, that this is a wholesome community and we have some rules that we ask you to follow, which we expect you to read in the channel helpfully titled Read Me. Yes, we do have a no swearing rule, and we do politely ask you to follow it. So, are any games at all run on the server? Well, not in any official capacity. As a great man once put it, in short, no. In long, no. However, we do have a channel where Dungeon Masters can make player recruitment posts for their own campaigns, and I recommend you check it out if you're looking for a game. If you're looking to make your own post there, a good DM game post states the edition being played, the number of players desired, your intended schedule and your time zone, as well as a bit of information on the game itself. Check the pinned messages for a good template to use. If you see a good post as a player and want to join or learn more, send the DM a message. Remember to be really polite, because good DMs work really hard on their games and you should really appreciate that. Okay, so that's the server. If you know what you're doing besides that, you can stop watching. If you've no idea what I was saying for half of that discussion, and just want to learn how you can play D&D, then you're in the right place and keep watching. You're brand new to D&D, you don't have a clue where to start, and you just really want to play. What do? Well, let me explain how D&D works. D&D is a game played with a bunch of players, usually around 4 to 6, and the game itself is orchestrated by one other person known as the Dungeon Master. The first thing you should understand is that there are many editions of D&D, and each iteration has changed the game a lot since it spawned in the 70s. The 5th edition is the latest version so far, and is what the server focuses on. The 5th edition is by far the easiest to get into as a new player, and so that's what I will be talking about now. The basic rules of the 5th edition D&D game are available online for free, and I've linked them below. Reading through them will greatly help. Really, you just need to know the basics of combat and how to make a character sheet. To that end, once you've gone through the rules, I'd really recommend trying to make a character sheet for yourself. You can grab the bog standard 5th edition PDF character sheet for free as well, and I've linked them below. Filling in a sheet for the first time can be fun, but it is also quite a daunting and frustrating experience most of the time. I really recommend watching WASD20's video on how to fill in a character sheet. It does assume you have the Player's Handbook, which is the essential rulebook for a D&D player, but I do think you should really grab one. However you decide to source one is up to you. I recommend the video because it assumes you're a complete beginner, and it's even how I learned to make my first character sheet. So you might be wondering, hey, I'm familiar with the rules and I have a sheet now. Where or how do I actually play D&D? Well, the traditional and arguably the most enjoyable method of playing is in real life around a table. The caveat for this is, of course, needing friends who you all must get together around a table every week or however often it is you intend to play. And scheduling is not an easy thing. Another real life option is that tabletop and RPG game shops often run or host games that you could, come in and play. However, this is heavily dependent on where you live, and here in the UK where I live, they are definitely not a thing. Your other option, and one many choose to use, is to play online. Playing D&D online is very feasible, and there are many ways of going about it. The most popular online service for D&D is currently a website called roll20.net. It's a free service that comes with a premium membership if you want it, and as a player I found it a joy to play Roll20 games. It even lets you find games on there yourself. However, Roll20 is quite fiddly and it does require some learning. I've linked the official tutorial down below. Many people, both online and offline, prefer to play in what's called the theatre of the mind, which is a fluffy term meaning nothing but you guys, your character sheets and dice, the DM, and your imagination. No maps, no models or counters. It's all in your head. It can be a lot of fun and is easy for a DM to utilise. I've played games in the theatre of mind just over Discord voice chat and a dice rolling app. So let's say you have a basic understanding of the rules in combat, have a character sheet, and you've also managed to find a group. Hooray! What do you need in order to just play? Well, very little in fact. A pencil for your character sheet, some dice, or a dice app, and that's all that's really needed. Eventually, I think you'll be expected to own the Player's Handbook, and I really do recommend it as I've said before. It is a wonderful book and it looks awesome and it's just the best. So that's the basics, and we're mostly done. If you're still here, congratulations, and thank you for sticking with me. 2 final points is that you might find that later down the line, you want some kind of resource, be it a different kind of character sheet, or a dungeon generation tool, or a repository of information. Whatever the kind of resource you want, we have a wonderful and extensive list of them that may even overwhelm you. It's comprised by our wonderful Apollonaut. He's a moderator here on the server, and I advise you to check out the document if you dare, and show him some love. Finally, you might be asking, what if I want to be the DM? The one who rules the world and the monsters and characters within it? Well, that's a great question, and is a whole different kettle of fish. And I implore you to check out Matt Colville's wonderful series, Running the Game, which is exactly what I described just now, and I will link it down below. Check it out. And there you have it. I hope I've managed to point you in the right direction. Feel free to ask me or the others in the server in case you have any questions at all. We're here to help you on this mighty quest. And thank you for watching.